done to crack down on illegal immigration on that border. And he is one of President Obama's strongest supporters during the health care debate. But did New York Congressman Anthony Weiner change his tune a bit? A fair and balanced debate and what it could mean for the future of health care when we come back with more on America Live.
When the president said if you've got better ideas that can accomplish the same thing, come do them. I'm in the process now in my office of trying to see if we can take him up on it in the city of New York.
The best part of any great meal? Delicious gourmet gravy. And she agrees. With Fancy Feast gravy lovers, your cat can enjoy the delicious, satisfying taste of gourmet gravy every day. Fancy Feast. The best ingredient is love.
What superfruit is taking America by storm? Sunsweet Ones.
Prunes?
They're a delicious source of nutrients.
Wow. It's packaged by itself. That's fantastic.
It's so juicy.
This is delicious.
Sunsweet Ones. Over 400 million enjoyed and counting.
With the unstable economy and massive federal deficits, investors are flocking to gold and silver. If you've considered buying gold, even if you've already purchased, you can't afford to miss this opportunity. For a limited time, Merit Financial is offering some of our most popular coins and bullion at 1% over dealer cost. Are you interested in gold eagles, bars, or Krugerrands? All 1% over dealer cost. Do you buy Swiss francs, British sovereigns, or Austrian ducats elsewhere? If so, you probably pay more than 1% over dealer cost. Did you know some major companies charge 30% or more over their cost for some of the exact same coins? Before you buy anywhere else, check with us. We don't just want your business, we want to earn it, and we're setting our prices to do just that. So call the number on your screen now and find out what the other companies don't want you to know. Our expert staff is standing by, so call now and never forget the Merit Guarantee. The right gold at the right price, right away.
Hi, Dad. We need to talk.
This intervention brought to you by Niaspan.
No, it's not about boys. It's about you. Mom and I are worried about your health. Yes, you're exercising, eating right, but the doctor said it's not enough. He's concerned about the plaque clogging your arteries. The doctor said you have coronary artery disease. He even told you about adding a cholesterol medicine that may help. Niaspan. And you've done what? Nothing.
If you have high cholesterol and coronary artery disease and diet and exercise are not enough, Niaspan, along with diet and a bile acid binding resin, is FDA approved not only to slow down plaque buildup, but to actually help clear some of it away.
Dad, you have always taught me to push myself. Now it's time for me to push you.
Niaspan is not for everyone, like people with stomach ulcers, liver, or serious bleeding problems. Severe liver damage can occur when switching to Niaspan from immediate-release niacin. Blood tests are needed to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor if you have muscle pain or weakness. This could be a sign of serious side effects. This risk can increase with statin use. Tell your doctor about alcohol use if you ever had gout or are diabetic and experience increases in blood sugar. Flushing, a common side effect, is warmth, redness, itching, or tingling of the skin.
Oops, I gotta go.
Ask your doctor about adding Niaspan. Fight back. Fight plaque.
Love you, Daddy.
I'm Angie Everhart. When I was pregnant, I trusted Palmer's cocoa butter formula to keep my skin beautiful. Now I use Palmer's every day. I just love it.
Palmer's keeps your skin soft, smooth, and young-looking.
My favorite is the lotion. I love it so much.
Palmer's is made from pure cocoa butter and vitamin E. It helps transform rough, dry skin, helps improve the appearance of marks and scars, and even skin tone.
Palmer's works, and I'm the proof.
Palmer's cocoa butter formula. Perfect formula, extraordinary results.
All right, well, there's a brand new jobs report coming out. The number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits dropped slightly last week, down 5,000 to 382,000 people. That is the fourth decline in 5 weeks, so that's good information for us. But these numbers still too high to signal a sustained recovery in the job market, but they're heading in the right direction. So that's the good news, folks. And investigators looking into what caused a massive fire at Miami International Airport. Flames erupting Wednesday night. They burned for hours there. A fire chief says that the fire near a fuel storage site was, quote, potentially disastrous for the airport and that area. All right, now going to Florida for a moment, where a judge's decision in a dispute between two Muslim parties is attracting attention. Some critics raising red flags after a judge ruled that, quote, Islamic law will take precedence over the laws of his state. Keith Landry with our Fox affiliate WOFL in Orlando has more.
Here's a lecture from the Islamic Education Center of Tampa and a YouTube video, and a look at the mosque from Google Maps. Former trustees suing the mosque in a money dispute, but Judge Richard Nielsen just ruled Islamic law will help resolve the case.
What the judge has said, that he will apply the Islamic law because that is what the two parties agreed into in their arbitration clause.
Orlando attorney Shahzad Ahmed says the two parties agreed ahead of time that if they had a dispute, they would go into arbitration and use an imam in Islamic law to settle their differences.
This concept of agreeing to a different set of rules outside of the state law is not unusual.
Judge Nielsen's ruling says the Florida Supreme Court and the U.S. Supreme Court have both made rulings saying that religious groups can establish their own rules and regulations to resolve disputes over internal differences. That Supreme Court ruling also says civil courts are to accept those rulings as binding.
What this is basically arbitration based on an arbitration clause that was entered into by two parties pre-dispute.
An arbitration clause bringing Islamic law to a Florida courtroom.
All right, our thanks to Keith Landry with our Fox affiliate WOFL in Orlando. All right, folks, this is very interesting. You may not have seen this one coming, but one of the biggest backers of President Obama's health care law, Democratic Congressman Anthony Weiner, floating the idea of getting a waiver for New York City from this reform. Listen to this.
I think that when the president said if you've got better ideas that can accomplish the same thing, come do them. I'm in the process now in my office of trying to see if we can take him up on it in the city of New York. You know, I have a passing interest in the management of the city of New York, and so I'm taking a look at all the money we spend in Medicaid and Medicare and the facilities that we have, that maybe New York City can come up with a better plan.
Really? All right. Well, Congressman Weiner has long stood by the president's signature achievement for domestic policy. So who can forget his boasting of helping to craft the health care overhaul bill at a town hall back in September?
I wrote the bill.
You wrote the 2,500.
I'm on the committee that had a markup there for 75 hours of markup. So yes, we went page by page. Now, some of the elements that were added in the Senate bill, I mean, I don't know as well as the House bill, but yes, I basically read the bill, wrote the bill. The bill and I are one.
The bill and I are one, said Anthony Weiner in that moment. Fair and balanced debate now. We have syndicated radio host Jason Lewis, who is the author of Power Divided is Power Checked, and a UCLA political science professor, Mark Sawyer. Welcome to both of you. Good to have you here. Mark, let's start with you. What do you make of this information that Anthony Weiner, who has been on our air many times as a huge proponent of this bill, now saying, you know what, well, maybe we need to see if we can do it a better way in New York City?
I think it just shows that the critics of the bill that said that this was authoritarian, fascist, socialist, ramming it down your throats, got it completely wrong, that the bill sets forth a series of principles: universality, fairness, equal access, but then it allows the flexibility of requesting waivers if local communities with their market conditions can figure out ways to accomplish those things better and more efficiently, and that's the bill working perfectly.
You know, these waivers, let's go back on this for just a moment here, because the waivers have been given out to many unions in this country, and also other entities that have basically said, look, we cannot afford this bill, it will break us, so they have been given a waiver as well. So it makes you wonder, you know, who's left over, Jason? Who's supposed to, you know, take this health care reform as it is written and ascribe to it and you know, probably deal with the rising costs that have been documented on many levels here?
It's wonderful to see my liberal friends embrace federalism and states' rights, but look, this is akin to rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. There are about 1,000 waivers that have been granted to select industries, to unions, of course, to a number of states, because they know that the onerous costs and the mandates, especially the mandates to increase the rolls of Medicaid, which is a huge problem in New York, and Representative Weiner admitted as much, is going to be a death knell for those states. So what's the point of a national plan if 1,000 waivers are granted in the first year? I think it's indicative of how flawed the whole thing is.
You know, Mark, isn't it pretty clear that Anthony Weiner would not be considering alternatives for New York if costs weren't rising and it wasn't becoming onerous for the city?
No, it doesn't have anything to do with that. What he's trying to explain is that they have a whole different range of ways of delivering health care there, and they want to craft a system that works best for the hospitals and systems and clinics that they have in New York City.
But don't you think they're going to be looking for a cheaper way to do it? Are they not going to be looking for a cheaper way to do it?
Or a more efficient way.
More efficient than the health care plan.
Exactly. That's
okay.
But the whole point is that the healthcare plan sets up a series of principles. You want universality. You want to use free markets to try and get competition, but allow universal access to it. And then in certain local conditions, you can ask for waivers on certain conditions to make sure that it fits what you want. And this is exactly a smart way to do policy, and exactly as you said, it embraces
then why not?
federalism
Then why
and a good
not,
way to
Jason
do it.
Lewis?
You have
Why
a
not
series
just
of
forget the whole
universal
bill?
And you move
let the whole bill go and let all these different entities figure out the most efficient, most price-effective way to do it. Why not just do it that way then?
Because you don't want to let go the universal access. You don't want to let go.
But the universal access is what is driving prices higher.
You don't want to let go people with pre-existing conditions being able to get insurance, or kids being able to stay on their parents' health plans. You don't want to let those provisions go.
And what have we seen in the first year? What have we seen? Because of those mandates, we've seen insurance costs skyrocket. You've got a serious problem with employment. The CBO says the health care bill will lower employment by about 800,000. People are now getting their over-the-counter drugs through prescription because of the restrictions on flexible spending accounts. This thing is a house of cards. And one other legal aspect to this, by exempting so many states and so many industries, there's a general welfare problem here. The administration is going to fall back once the Commerce Clause defense goes by the wayside, and they're going to come back and say, well, we have an unlimited tax and spending power under the Constitution for general welfare. But it's not general welfare when Louisiana gets a special deal, the Cornhusker kickback, now New York. That has nothing to do with general welfare. I think legally this thing is going to be over fairly soon, to be honest with you.
Well, you know what? You may be right. We don't know that as of right now, but it's going to be very interesting to watch Anthony Weiner, the congressman from New York, as he navigates this and as he makes suggestions about what would be better for the city of New York than the current health care reform plan. We're going to be watching that really closely to see what he thinks would be better than the plan that was pushed through Congress. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Mark and Jason, great to have you with us today. We appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
You bet.
All right, have you heard this story? An air traffic controller at a major airport did not respond to two planes that were incoming in the dark of night after planes had full of passengers. They were asking for clearance to land. New details on what exactly happened. Where was that air traffic controller? We can now tell you. And she may not win the Mother of the Year award, folks, after being accused of egging on her son to fight another boy. But should she do jail time for this? We're going to ask our legal panel. We'll show you the video coming up.
Are you done?
Nah.
Oh, they handled it. You weren't. There you go.
Keep on going. Hey, keep on going. It's a front yard. It's a front yard.
So you have 5 brothers.
Tough being the only girl.
Oh, there's a man in the house.
Who's this?
This is Rufus.
Hey, Rufus.
He's actually pretty talented. You want to see him do a trick?
Okay.
Hey, Rufus.
What do we love?
We love our bank. We love our bank. We love our bank. We love our bank.
You really love your bank, don't you?
Ally Bank customers love our 24/7 customer care that allows you to talk to a real person anytime. Ally, do you love your bank?
This is an urgent message. If you or loved one had an abdominal hernia surgically repaired with a human tissue implant called Alloderm, the use of Alloderm human tissue implants for surgical hernia repair has been linked to serious risk, including extremely high rates of hernia recurrence, requiring additional surgeries and more. If you needed additional hernia surgery after it was repaired with Alloderm human tissue implant, call us today.
Call 800-639-9032, 800-639-9032.
The world has changed. Clearly, it's not the 80s and the 90s anymore. I saw the crash in 2008 coming, and I protected my clients against losses. They didn't lose money. And when the market goes up, they go up with it. Their gains are locked in, and when the market goes down, they are protected and guaranteed. We keep it simple. They receive a reasonable rate of return, and they don't lose money.
Call or click now for your free investor's kit and start protecting your retirement today.
The economic crisis was a result of risky lending and easy money. That caused overinflated values in the real estate market. And those same banks and brokerage firms that created those risky mortgages are the ones that received a massive taxpayer bailout. So it should be no surprise that the U.S. dollar continues to be a bunch of hot air. In fact, the dollar has lost more than 20% of its value in the past 10 years. Now's the time to invest in something solid, like gold. Solid because its value has just about quadrupled in the last 10 years. And when it comes to investing in gold, there's only one name you need to know: Rosalind Capital. I trust Rosalind Capital for many reasons: their knowledge, their track record, and their ability to listen and advise what's best for my financial future. Call Rosalind for a guide to owning precious metals and receive a silver mercury dime free while supplies last. Call 1-800-461-1247.
America's beverage companies are working together to put more information right up front, adding new calorie labels to every single can, bottle, and pack they produce, so you can make the choice that's right for you.
All right, well, what's worse than finding out that your kid got into a fight? How about a mom cheering him on? California police arrested this 33-year-old mother for encouraging her son to beat up another boy. All of it was caught on tape. We are going to play you part of that exchange. The female voice that you hear in this, that is this mom. Take a look.
Are you done?
Nah.
Oh, they can handle it. You weren't. There you go.
Keep on going. Hey, keep on going. It's a front yard. It's a front yard.
Hey, what's wrong with you, man?
No, this fool has a problem with my son. I'm letting him handle it.
Is that right? Is
Yeah.
that the way you do it?
Yeah, that's the way I do it because I'm tired of this fool.
Okay, call the cops. Check it out with them.
I ain't gonna call
It's a front yard. We can fight here.
No, lady, you letting them fight like this?
Yeah, it's better than him jumping my son at home.
I ain't jumping nobody, girl.
I'm just telling you. Are you guys done or what?
Are you guys done or what? She's looking for a little more action there. That's not quite enough for her. So let's bring in Lee Sweel, former prosecutor, also a Fox News legal analyst, and David Wohl is a defense attorney. Welcome to you both. It's you know, we're getting somewhere that there was a bullying situation that went on, because I was asking, you know, what was the nature of the dispute between these two boys? That matters to a certain extent, of course, but in terms of what happened here, Lise, you know, how culpable is this mom?
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, the tape speaks for itself, and she goes on to say, I mean, we can't even, you know, repeat some of the words that she used, profanities, but she says, beat him down, beat him down, beat him down. And she says that a number of times. I mean, she not only egged him on, she pushed him into it, and it's all caught on videotape. If this isn't child endangerment, I don't know what is. I mean, it's classic. It's much worse than most cases that I've seen.
It's bizarre. I mean, it's hard to imagine, you know, what encourages this mom to want this to happen on her front lawn. David, you know, what's your take on it? And if you were defending her, what would you say?
Well, Martha, it's the YouTube culture. I mean, she's not committing a crime. She's encouraging her son to star in a YouTube film. She'll be the co-star.
No.
And it goes viral and she becomes famous. That literally prompts a lot of this stuff right now. And I'll tell you what, if they can prosecute her, and if they do, she might get a year probation. She might get a few days behind bars. She might get a little weekend work time. But CPS should intervene. Child Protective Services should intervene. Remove this child, force mom to take parenting classes, counseling, a reunification program that would strictly enforce parenting standards that she's never known. Now, she's 33. This child's a teen. She probably had the child as a teen herself, and she doesn't know, like millions of other parents, the first thing about appropriate parenting.
But David,
clearly, and I think that would be far more effective than a prosecution.
You know, if you're right in this case about the camera and the wanting to be on YouTube, it's a sad, pathetic comment on where we are in this country right now, as far as that goes.
And by that logic, David, you'd have to agree that if you extend that logic out, that it would be okay, not a crime, if a mother took a tape of her child being raped at a statutory rape level. I mean, then just because she wanted to put it on YouTube. No, but that's really what you're saying.
Not. That's, you know what, that's a felony crime. I think what these kids were doing here was a fight. And if you look at them closely, they're sort of shrugging their shoulders. They don't even know apparently why they're fighting. They didn't get seriously injured, fortunately. And I think in this one case, if it escalates further and it happens again, absolutely throw her behind bars. But in this case, it looks like the first time there was no serious injuries, and I think she'd benefit far more from counseling and parenting classes than she would from being behind bars or probation.
You know,
But
Lise,
this has
I want to
nothing do
ask
with
you,
rape. This
you
is
know,
nothing like
obviously
rape.
somebody drives by, he says, cut it out, because he's obviously a cooler head prevailing in this situation, it would appear. She said, and they're yelling, no, we're on our front lawn, we're on our front lawn. Does that matter?
No, not at all. I mean, she's saying if the instigator had come onto their front lawn or into their house, and you can defend your castle, but that's not what happened. She and her son walked over to the other guy's lawn. So he, if anything, isn't more in the right to defend himself. And it's very clear, David's right, that, you know, it was really the mother that was egging it on. We don't really know what was going on between the boys. Had it not been for the mother egging them on, pushing them to do it, the boys probably wouldn't have fought at all.
Let me ask you this. The charges are child endangerment and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Let me get both of you a quick take, starting with Lise, on what that could get her. You know, we know of another similar case in some ways where a woman got 5 years.
Well, she's up for 5 years. It could be charged as a misdemeanor or a felony. I believe my guess is that they'll go for misdemeanors on both of those counts and plead it out.
Yeah.
That's right.
Pretty
exactly.
picture, though, right?
Oh, it's horrible.
This will be a misdemeanor charge. She probably, listen, she may not even get probation. She'll probably get some weekend work program, picking up trash on the side of a freeway, and it will accomplish nothing unless Child Protective Services intervenes and gets her the counseling she's so desperately
She should have some counseling and some
You got to feel bad for those
bars.
kids. You're right. I think their body language says a lot. You know, they're kind of like, okay, enough. You know, we're done. All right, Lise Wohl and David Wohl, thank you so much. Great to see you both.
You bet, Martha.
Well, there are some shocking new video to show you out there of illegals jumping over the border and into the United States. But it is not video from Mexico this time. This is the border of Canada and the United States. Fox News has exclusive information on what is happening. You won't believe it when we come back. And also this, a big rig truck dangling. Look at this video on the side of an interstate. Inside is the driver. Imagine what is going through his mind as this is unfolding. The story does not end there. More of this right after the break. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more on America Live.
They found an 18-wheel water tanker had collided with an automobile. The automobile is trapped beneath the water tank of the 18-wheeler. The driver was still in the cab, and there are 2 people who are alive inside the car.